All I'm going to say, Jaguar Land Rover, that was completely unnecessary. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you don't know because you're new to the channel, my name's Phil, and at the moment of many things, we are doing up this fairly ruined Range Rover Classic. Today, I do actually have to try to get quite a bit done before I disappear off with some other YouTubers on another mission. But that's completely separate. I've got to fix another Range Rover to even be able to do that. But let's get on with trying to restore this one first. We know this thing's in pretty bad shape. It was used in a forest for many, many years. And it shows. But we are getting somewhere. Okay, so this side had already been started and I've finished it. So obviously this rear quarter panel on the outside has been taken off. All of the stuff is, oh, I can even get in, come on. No. This inner arch in here, this was all cut out and just needed to be welded in properly by me. The other side, however, we need to get out. So I suppose better start with that. So one of the things that is going to involve, I'm not just cutting it out, what I've got to do is I've got to drill out the spot welds. So if you've watched what I was doing to put the other side in, I was using a MIG welder and I was spot and seam welding with the MIG, whereas when they are originally made, they are just spot welded, which is just, it's a welder which clamps two pieces of metal together and welds in one spot. Now, as you know, welds are actually stronger than the metal around them, so this normal little drill bit is absolutely no use. We have to use spot welding drill bit, and it's really, really tedious. So here, as an example, I have obviously welded this up. However, see these little sort of spots there? That's where I've welded up the spot, because the spot welder will come along and go clamp, weld the spot, clamp, weld the spot, clamp, weld the spot, clamp, weld the spot. And what I have to do is drill them all out. What that requires is this, which, as you can see, is basically a small hole cutter. So what it does is it actually cuts the metal, the whole metal, all around where the spot weld is, so it's going through the metal, not the weld. And they're a little bit tedious, and there are a lot of spot welds to drill out. So this is not going to be as fast as I wanted. So I think you can probably see here, see where there's the spot weld, drilling through, drilling through, drilling through, and the same is all up this, and this is now separated from that arch because this obviously needs to get changed. That is no good. But what we're struggling to do is, see, we've got that one, that one, that one, that one. There's quite a few there, but we got somewhere. So we can see we're starting to get somewhere with this. This is just tedious. Okay, this is taking a long time, and I don't have that much time. Always trying to get somewhere with this particular project, but I do have to fix 2 other Range Rovers. This isn't a Range Rover channel. I just happen to have lots of them around me in life for some reason. I do have to go and fix another one just so I can be able to get off and get away on a really important road trip. So I'm going to have to leave this at this point and get on with fixing something else. Beautiful day outside with the wind blaring. Right, Jaguar Land Rover. Right, excuse the state of this, everybody. Okay, ISO turned up. Mobile phone on the floor. Okay, like lots of modern Jaguar Land Rover products, they have this rotary gear knob. So it sits flush and then pops up to be able to turn gear once you're started the vehicle. These are absolutely known for 2 things. The motor stops them popping up, or let's demonstrate, shall we? Let's move this. I'll explain that bit in a minute. Key. Yes, you start. Okay. Let's see. Now that's very helpful. Of course, it's in park. Let's pretend this is actually on it. Right. My foot is on the brake. All right, shut up, car. Right. My foot is 100% on the brake, and this is locked. Of course, all automatic cars, as a safety feature, have park lock. They lock in the gear they're in unless your foot's on the brake, so you cannot change gear accidentally. Common problem. So this happened, and what I did as an emergency, I drilled a very small hole down in there, which is in the location of the lock shifter, and let's put this little screwdriver in there, and then when I get the right place, this is where the car's going to be immobilised now. There we go, see? I can change. But that's no good for a long journey. So the situation I'm forced into now, because I don't particularly want to spend the £600 it is to replace that shift unit right this second, and I haven't got one here, and I need to use the vehicle tomorrow for a long journey. Various different people will be driving it, there's a lot of us going, and I don't want this makeshift emergency get me home bodge to come apart when somebody else is driving the car who wouldn't know what to do. So I need to get that shift unit out and pull it all apart to try to disable the lock mechanism inside that on a more permanent basis until I can get a new unit. Yeah. First off, now, anyone that does any jobs, please, I know no one out there is silly, but please use plastic stuff, not screwdrivers, and scratch everything to death, as I see on some people's videos. It's just horrible. Okay, how does this all come off? I've had you off before. It's always so scary taking panels off like this, because they are held in with these little clips like that, and they always feel like you're breaking everything when you do it. And nothing ever goes back together properly because cars aren't supposed to be worked on anymore. But I'm going to look at the positives. I can dust this properly now. What else been taken apart? Everything. All I'm going to say, Jaguar Land Rover, that was completely unnecessary. Please, just make a decent car. Significant amount of swearing, and time later, we have this unit in pieces. Now, this is the mechanism. This little solenoid here goes like that. As you can see in there, moves that little lever, a little bit in there. That's what stops. Right now, that'll be locked. So when like this doesn't go because the little solenoid, either the solenoid or the board behind here goes, doesn't matter, it won't move. So all I'm going to do, because I want to have this one rebuilt, because I do want it in place one day, so I'm just going to cable tie that open. Really that simple as a temporary fix. What we'll do is you're going to lock it through there, don't we? Let me do that. That is. Fingers crossed. Okay, happy people. What we have, this solenoid is what activates the lock. So the mechanism is this, which locks into this. Those little pins lock into this to stop it moving. Solenoid or one of the circuit boards here has gone. Temporary measure. I have put a small cable tie around that solenoid to hold it back and around the mechanism up there. Because I do not want to simply shave off these two pins because I want to have this unit rebuilt properly in the future. So let's put this back together with this temporary measure and hope for the best. I'll have a complete unit with the shifter section bypassed. Let's go and fit it and see what happens. This is all back together and the moment of truth. Ooh, okay, it's working. Boom. Nice. Nice. So, it's all back together and it works. That is, I must say, that is a temporary fix. It is way too freely moving if somebody were to knock that while driving. But that is a really, really common fault with these, and any Jaguar Land Rover that's got that rotary dial, they all lock in gear because the solenoid or one of the circuit boards goes to remove that park lock. The other part is the motor and they stop coming up and down. They're about £600. You can get them reconditioned for a lot less. And they're usually involved getting the car towed if they're locked in park. Now, I've shown you how to use a drill to get it out of gear in an emergency, and then how to get it driven somewhere to get it fixed afterwards if you so wish. I'm really happy I've managed to do that. And now, I am off to the UK on a mission with some other YouTubers for a big project for another channel. By the time you watch this, I'll be back. And thankfully, we're all going in that car, so I'm really, really happy that that has been fixed to be able to drive. Can't wait to get back to that Range Rover Classic. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching.